You're unmuted.
We're recording.
Of course. Did you get my
Welcome,
email?
everybody. Okay.
Okay, good.
Can we get all got it?
Of course.
This got it. You know that feeling when you wake up and something's new and changed and it's exciting? Okay, so check out, look at that camera right there. That's the one recording us. Watch what happens, okay? Go that way a little bit.
He's really excited about
It's
it.
really exciting. 2
Very.
years into our building, we now found out the
Auto frame, watch if I come over here.
camera tracks us.
Give a second.
Amazing
Yep.
technology.
Okay, let's get going.
It's amazing.
Squirrel.
Okay,
Gosh.
all right, come on, clicker.
I'm excited now.
You know what? You gotta put it in the on position. Another cool thing of technology, on off buttons. We should have a message from Mr. Mark King. Come on, Mark King. Where'd you go?
Did you?
Technology's great when it works.
Maybe the camera got him.
It's not tracking you. All right, we'll re-screen share. Give us a second. Present your view. Slide that out of the way. Do the full screen. Turn on the laser pointer. All the things we do to make these things work wonderfully.
Cool. I'm excited. So happy.
We're so impressed.
Yeah, it's a play with play.
Hello, Keller Williams family. Mark King here with Keller Williams Realty International, here to talk to you about a happy December. We have the holidays coming up. It's usually a time where people kind of slow down, take off, but it's also the time we set goals for 2024. And our 2024 is going to be amazing, starting with family reunion in Las Vegas in February with the amazing Mel Robbins and Tony Robbins. And we know that you will all be there. Can't wait to see you there. And have an amazing 2024. It starts right now with goal setting. Let us know if we can help. Have a great month.
Yay, all right. So,
Hello, Keller Williams family.
good enough. One time, that's all you get.
Tough decision.
So it's time to say hi to people you don't know. And we've gone elf theme or Christmas theme for the whole thing today. Isn't it exciting? So you got 1 minute. Find somebody new, say hello. Ready, go. Time's up. All right, fine to see you. Hope you got a friend also.
I did.
So all the stuff we can do, especially like our holiday party Saturday, which was amazing,
So fun.
is thanks to our affiliates and our vendors. So let's go around the room and say hi to who's here.
Derek, we'll start with you.
All right, Derek Cheney, home loan expert with Mid-Missouri Bank, conveniently located across the parking lot. Had a blast at your guys' holiday party on Saturday, so great work.
Thank you for your giveaway basket.
Yeah.
Cindy with Great American Title. I also had fun Saturday. That was a lot of fun. Good time. Just if you need listings coming up, you need some research done, buyers out of area, we've got 16 locations. Guys, we're here for you. Whatever you need, give me a call. We're here to help. Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks for being there. Anton.
Anton with Comanche Mortgage Brokers. We're Euro Mortgage Brokers here in Tonto.
Thank you. Christina.
Hi, Christina Ferrante. Hashtag I'm your lending lady for life. I am at 417 Home Loans. I had a blast on Saturday and I really love my Keller Williams family. Thanks for including me.
And Jess, round it out.
Jess Bowman, Bowman Insurance Group. We are here for all insurance needs that you or your clients may have, and we just appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
And I don't see anybody
Landon,
online.
is there anyone online? I can't tell. There's Jeff, but I don't know if that's Jeff with Ferris or Jeff another name. Like Jeff Dotery. Landon?
Nobody online.
Landon's taking over for Nicole today, so we're all changing to different things. He does not have a camera that tracks him though.
Okay.
All right, each week we talk about one of our main pillars, our mission, our vision, our values, our beliefs, our perspectives. This week it's our perspective.
Yeah, and this is something that changes every 2 to 3 years, and I wouldn't be surprised in the next year or so if we see a new perspective coming out. I believe it was talked at the last regional directors meeting. Whenever we were coming out with all of our technology, we changed our perspective to highlight the technology so we could attract or not necessarily agents, but people that work in the technology fields to come and be a part of Keller Williams. So that was one of the reasons why they did change it to a technology company.
And that's why we have tracking cameras.
Okay.
All right, so every week we also nominate someone who matches the culture of KW. This last week it was Jennifer, and you have someone you'd like to come up and nominate, correct?
Yes, I do.
While
Oh, are
she's-
you gonna
all right.
tell us?
She
Yeah,
is.
I love this.
And while she's coming, we have a very important announcement. Do not call people you're not supposed to.
Right.
Well, you know, I'm old
Come
now.
right in the middle.
She may not have to now.
Well, it's
You may
okay.
track her.
Did it track me?
Sort of.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
tracking you. How's it feel to be
I'll stand
tracked?
right next to you. Okay.
I've been tracked.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Carrie very much. Not Carrie, but, oh my
Amy?
gosh, Amy. I was like, they're interchangeable.
Yeah, they're the same. They're one now.
Anyway, last spring, I guess, I met this guy. And I had a transaction with Venice Knight, and I had told her that he had invited me to Bold. Of course, I was with another brokerage. And so she encouraged me to go and told me, you should go. Other people had told me to go too, but her and I had this wonderful transaction. She's a great communicator. And I want to give her the Steffes Award. Tell you that Bold is a life-changing experience, and it changed mine. So I appreciate you.
So you get to keep that Steffes Award for a week.
Congratulations.
Here's your little army man.
him too.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
thank
get to
you.
keep him.
This is an honor. I love Ron.
And we've got sort of an honorable mention of the Steffes Award this week. So Saturday, an agent from another company put in the GSBOR page, help, I'm going out of town to a wedding, I think. And I tried to have the listing agents help me show the houses to my buyers that are gone, and they won't help. It was sort of a venting thing. And 3 of our people responded within 30 minutes saying, hey, we'd be glad to help you. Tell us what we need to do. And so Jennifer Grove, Bertie Watson, and Chet Poston, who's been here a month.
Yeah.
They all stepped out like that and said, hey, we'll be happy to help you. I thought that's the culture of KW, helping people outside of our agency just when they need something like that. So I wanted to mention them. I thought that was really cool. So, all right, Jim, what do you have for us?
Had a great week. Let's just keep going.
All right.
I'm sure we'll have a slide for it, but board renewals are coming up, and also CE renewals. So if you're a broker, June 30th, if you're a salesperson, September 30th. It's never too early to start on your CE. So
Absolutely.
make sure you take advantage of the board.
In fact, there
when
is
they
a
have that.
class coming up too,
Yep.
so we'll have that on here. Here's the calendar for December. There are copies available up front now. Rachel, tell them some of the good stuff coming up.
So tomorrow we do have Tech the Halls, which will be an all-day event. This is coming from KWI, live streaming it in. There's a whole schedule that Nicole has communicated out and put it in the internal page. So if you're looking for that, please go there and you'll find it. We have Coffee for Closers this Friday at Twin X Country Club. We are hosting an agent and an admin panel. It'll start at 9 o'clock. Coffee will be ready at 8:30. Out of the 2 panels, then we'll break into mastermind groups. So our goal is to have 100 people there. Right now, I think we're sitting at about 50. So there's still room to join if you would like to be a part of it. And just come and be a part of it, 8:30. Yeah. Trying to see if there's anything else that would be super important. Mike's doing the road route this week. So Metro today, I-44 on Thursday. And then the holiday season's almost here. Oh, Shan, do you want to talk about Tabata?
Looking forward to it.
All right, so I mentioned this at the last meeting, but we are gonna do a lead gen Tabata, which is a little play on an exercise. So it's gonna be 20 minutes of work, 10 minutes of play-ish. It's report, it's get your wiggles out, it's talk. Because there's those people that want to talk while you're trying to talk. And what you need to do is come prepared. So If you're gonna use that lead gen time to make phone calls, have your call list ready. If you're gonna use that time to get on your social media and make direct messages, maybe make a list of people you need to reach out to. So do your pre-work now so that on Monday? Yes, Monday at 9 a.m. sharp, we're gonna get started and we're gonna go 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off. It's gonna be really fun. Market Center wide, please come, be a good time.
It'd
Bring
be
your
down here.
sweatbands.
Don't you have something Saturday in your parking lot?
In my parking lot? I don't think so.
Could be an agent event.
Just an agent
That
event?
may be.
Yeah,
Sarah-
it's
Should be on the
not corporate,
calendar.
It's just an agent, okay. You do, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wait, this,
not me.
yeah, well, I don't think it's that. Are you talking about an agent client event or like here in this parking lot?
Client event, Sweet Homes once.
Got it, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that brings up another slide we'll get to in a second also, but guess who's coming on Thursday?
Not
Santa.
Santa Claus.
Santa's gonna be here.
Mhm.
So this is our annual open house.
Yeah. This is the one of the most sought after agent events actually, because you're able to bring your kids and meet Santa and you don't have to wait in line at like Bass Pro that takes for a few hours. So if you want to sign up, there is a sign up link. Landon will put it in the chat, very large sign up link. But come meet with everybody. I know previously we used to decorate doors, so if you still want to decorate your door, you can. But yeah, it'll be a great event on this Thursday.
And Mrs. Claus is gonna be there too.
Even Mrs.
We had the
Claus.
combo. Yes, ma'am.
What are the times of this?
It is.
3 to 6.
3 to 6.
Is it okay as an affiliate? Can I bring my nephew?
Yeah.
He's
The
never.
more the merrier. We won't tell you no when Santa's around. That'll get us on the naughty
I'm
list for
sorry,
sure.
you're not allowed to
For
have
sure,
Santa.
we'll get you on the naughty list. Don't wanna be a part of that.
Okay, so what they were talking about on Saturday may be a client event going on by an individual or a team. You can do that. That's what this building is here for. In fact, we have a backdrop right above us in what's called the command center. You can do your own time for family photos or Christmas photos. You just got to get a schedule with Jimena. She runs the calendar for that. But there's a bench there, thanks to Cassie Jones. There's a backdrop and there's some cool photo editing you can do to make it look really cool. So that is available to you, just like parking lot. Like we've had pumpkin things go on. We've had, you name it. This is your place to help build to your clients. And coffee for closers, we talked about
Yeah,
that some.
so coffee for closers, I think we may be doing some changes to the panels. But yeah, for the most part, it's teams and admins, so please come.
And we're in the middle of our winter of renewal team meeting series. Today is we'll have a guest on later on named Andrew Anderson, talking about the 2 different strengths you need for the market coming up. Also, you'll see some of the different things coming up. One of my favorite is December 19th. It is Ugly Christmas Sweater Team Meeting. Everybody wear the ugliest or the prettiest, whichever you like. We'll call it decorative Christmas
Yeah, I was gonna
sweaters.
say, it could be
No,
offensive
keep it
if I
ugly.
thought it was
Keep
really
it
nice
ugly.
Yeah.
and you say it's.
And we will go up and do a group picture in front of this backdrop, not that. That backdrop. So we'll make a big pretty picture. We did that last year. It was kind of fun. And what we talked about, board dues are coming up. So I believe local board dues or renewal fees are going up $2 for the year. I believe state went up $9. So it's gonna be somewhere close to that 525 range. Also, from what I understand, your monthly MLS fee of 45 is going to 47.50. If you have an admin who's at 25, I think that's going to 27.50. So we want to let you all know that so you can sort of make plans. We have a way, if you have closings in December, you can start saving some of that back. It's
Yep.
called our family
And
reunion account.
surprisingly, no one's taken advantage of this so far. So in your closings, if you want to start putting money aside between now and the end of the year, just let Landon know and he can help get everything set up. And then we'll disperse all that money to you at the end of the year. So it's just gonna be for the next month if you want us to help hold on to it.
But get this paid by the end of the year. If you needed the tax, the deduction of it on this year, it is due officially by January 31st. After that, it is late. I think there's a $50 fee. And last year, 30% of agents did it late and had the fee. I was shocked to learn that yesterday, but that many people didn't even pay it till February.
It may be the anti-authoritarian of saying, I have to pay this one, I'll wait till the last minute
Yeah,
to
but
pay.
cost yourself another $50. That's crazy. So, all right, going on. Family reunion's coming up. Please play the video. Work. So we have have Tony Robbins, we have Mel Robbins, we have Baskin Robbins. No, not really. We'll have Christopher Robbins.
The list goes on and on.
Batman and Robbins.
Mhm, there you go.
Okay, but that is what, 8 weeks away?
Yeah,
I mean, February's, is it? No, it's gonna be longer than
it's
that.
gonna be end of February.
Yeah, end of February, but it's coming quick. So make sure you're getting signed up for this. We will have a few guest tickets for agents that aren't here. They have a couple qualification things, but if you know of somebody you think would benefit from being at this, let one of us in leadership know. We'd love to visit with them and see if that might be a good fit for them.
And same ways to go, like, this is the reason why we created the family reunion account years ago before I was ever here, is these large events we know is a significant investment. So if you wanted to start putting money aside from your closing now, you could save it for a family reunion, for a mega camp, for a bold, for an educational purpose. So if you have questions on that, please see Landon or Ian and they'd be happy to help you out.
Yep. But it'll be here before you know it, and that's one of the best worthwhile things you can go to help build your business. Tech Time with Nicole. Nicole's not here today, but she sent us a couple slides. Number one about Tech the Halls tomorrow. Last year was really cool. It was the first time they'd done it. And now KW's taken over a little bit more. It was like an independent group before.
And now they're gonna add in conversations around AI, command, and here's the schedule. Community, so Mary Marketing, which Ken Pozak, he was on stage Family Reunion Mega Camp. He's very well known in his YouTube videos. Actually, the mayor of Orlando reaches out to Ken to get interviewed to be on his YouTube channel because
Yeah.
he's so knowledgeable in it. We have Teams the Season and Wealth Wonderland. So we have Cody Gibson, Wendy Papazon, Amanda Dahl, Aaron Kaufman in that section. Communities all the way, and AI Bells, Julia Shea Israel, Peter Hopkins, Tim Morlow, Alicia Shepherd, who's head of commercial. And then we'll go back into our lab session as well. We will be ordering lunches for that. So just let us know if you'd like to attend.
And Donnie Brookman and David Voorhees, it's worth it just to see those two guys. Donnie is like loved throughout KW, and David Voorhees reminds me of, is it Seth Rogen? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He sounds like him, looks like him. It's just, well, it doesn't really look like him. But this is gonna be helpful if you're still struggling with getting some of the tech things going. I'd suggest figure out one thing you want to add to your business tech-wise in 2024 and get it from this.
And Nicole will be here, so bring your laptop. This is a workshop environment too. So
Yeah.
as they're explaining things, if you have questions, she'll be walking around the room helping you out on that.
Yep. Okay, stats from the week. They jumped dramatically compared to the week before. So it's like Thanksgiving week, everything shut down, and now it jumped up a lot, especially new contracts. Those went up like, this is compared to the week before. Soma, 148 contracts 2 weeks ago, 194. GSBR, 92 to 138. So that means, I think December will end strong, but if you're not doing things during December, you're already thinking 2024. I mean, whatever you put under contract right now is probably next year. So you've got to start looking at it and thinking of it that way. This was a shocker again. 7 homes of the new listings went under contract in a week. That used to be 30 or 40. A year ago, it was 70 and 80. So you got to tell your people, if it's going on the market, it's doubtful we're going to have an offer in the first day unless you have priced it really, really good. So just be aware of that.
So an interesting fact, at the end of every month, we close out our books, we call it transmittal. And so when we go through it, we look at all of our financials, but we also look at listing income versus buying income. Normally in our market center, we are very buy-side heavy, meaning that we are producing more buy-side transactions than we are listing transactions. However, though, when we close out November, we were listing side heavy. So that's super exciting to see because that means, one, we are focusing on listings, we're taking more market share. The other side though is how many opportunities on the buy side transaction are we missing? So are we not capturing the buy side transactions as well? So it was really interesting to see that we have flip-flopped and how that will continue to stay heavy, which we were listing heavy going out of bold and our listings taken percentage was up 39%. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of months to follow that trend.
And those of you that have only been in the business 3 or 4 years, you're used to getting a listing and it's gone that fast. Now you have time to market it and use it to get other listings, other buyers. So the minute you get a listing, are you saying something to the whole neighborhood saying, hey, look what we just listed? Are you using that listing, since it's going to sit a little more time, to use that to get the next buyers and the next sellers?
Yeah, when we talk about MREA, Millionaire Real Estate Agent Book, it's leads, listings, and leverage. So focusing on those listings so you can capture those sign calls. I know Carrie had mentioned on Adam Grady's team, their second highest form of business is sign calls. And it was a significant percentage as well. So are you maximizing that exposure whenever you take that listing?
For example, Haley and I have a listing under contract in Southern Hills. 2 people called yesterday wanting info on it, even though it's been under contract for a month. So use that. Don't say us, it's sold, sorry, too late. Use that person, help them find something else.
Yeah.
Which I gotta get that info to you later, because it came in late last
I
night.
think a lot of the time is that because like we see a lot of it, right? If you were gonna go out and buy a blue Jeep, you're gonna see blue Jeeps everywhere you're going around. If you're going on vacation, a specific location, you're gonna see everybody taking that vacation at that point. I think sometimes we get in this mindset of everybody has an agent. I talked to a couple of builders and they had over 100 people walk through their model homes this last year that were not represented. So there's still
Wow.
opportunity out there of, you can't assume that everybody has an agent. And so are you asking the right questions on that? And are you lead generating and thinking, oh, well, they probably already have someone. There's still opportunity. And they said 100 people, and that was taking out different various chunks of like, you know, looky-loo neighbors and all of that. So 100 real potential candidates of someone saying, I'm not represented and I was walking through this house on a serious conversation.
It's out there if you go after it, and most realtors are shutting down for the year right now. So this is when you can take market share. Active listings for this year or this week, we went down quite a bit, but that's, I think, because so many contracts came in. Because the listings weren't going down, it's just how many are still available or left. Still compared to last year, we're about 200 more. Compared to 2021, we're close to double. But again, historically, we need to be around 2,400, 2,500 this time of year. It's just gonna be interesting to see what happens over the next cycle of the season.
And how many people, does anybody know what a balanced market month's supply of inventory is?
6 months.
6 months, exactly. And so we're still very far off from hitting that balanced market on that side. So as we go through the year, this may look like a lot, but we still have a long way to go in terms of a balanced market.
Bottom line, if you price it right, it'll still sell. You gotta price it right. So that's the thing from the very beginning. Realtor slides from the week. Again, you get these Sunday nights. We don't go into a lot of detail on them, but if you will go ahead and do this class, it will, number one, be your CE for next year, which everybody has to have in. And it gets you a coupon basically in case you have a fine come up in the next year. So that way you can, if you know you're gonna screw up on something, you might as well get your CE and get that taken care of. So that is December 12th, which is next week. Wow. Okay, so today we have a guest, and Landon's gonna try and get them pinned and shared on here. Gentleman named Andrew Anderson, and this is some info on him. Since 2015, Andrew has taken his passion for coaching to over 700 real estate professionals who've learned to break through limiting beliefs, transfer their lives and businesses, and find lasting freedom. He's driven by his life mission, which is simple: to bless his brothers and sisters who are God's children to live a higher level of spiritual strength. It is to influence as many as possible. If you're feeling stuck or unsure of your next step personally, professionally, or in relationships, Andrew would love to lead you to break through, transform, and be free. He's got a book called Strength of the Oak, which is a very strong type of strength, Strength of the Willow, which is a flexible strength. And he's going to share some of that with us today as we look at the changes going on in the market. So Andrew, are you online with us?
Oh, I think he's on mute.
And I got to unshare this
Are you on
screen, don't I?
There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
And do I need to unshare this screen?
Yes.
I'll let you do that. I've learned my limitations. Certain times I don't touch things because I screw them up.
There he is, all right.
Here I am. I did not get the Christmas jacket memo, Mike.
I got 7 of them so far. I'm working on
Well,
a
if you could send one to me the next time I present in December, that would be super helpful.
We'll do it. All right.
Man, you guys, I don't know if there's enough energy in your market center. Like, I'm kind of feeling like a lull. Like, is this how it always is on a Tuesday?
It's
Well,
after our holiday party.
we had several parties last week, so.
No, I'm like being so facetious. Like,
Okay.
you guys, I speak to market centers like once or twice a week.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what it is that you guys drink in the morning, but there's something different. And maybe it's just Mike and everyone's like, yeah, he's crazy. But Mike, I love your energy.
It's Diet Mountain Dew. This is the 3rd one of the day already.
Diet Mountain Dew in the morning. Why not?
Okay, not the 3rd today, but sometimes.
That's incredible. Well, I am so grateful to be able to spend some time with you today. I'm going to do a screen share here, and I just want to make sure that you guys can see what I see as well. Do you see what I see? No Christmas pun intended.
Wow.
You got it?
You see some good looking people on the screen.
Okay. Good looking people. I always want to start off with gratitude. You have an incredible leadership team in your market center. And like I said, I speak to 1 or 2 market centers a week, And you guys, Mike jumped on this opportunity. He put this together. They've just been so awesome to work with. Let's give a big round of applause to your leadership team. So grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Now, let's talk a little bit about you. You are a realtor. And I don't know if there's really a job in the world that's like real estate. You are boots on the ground for our communities. Like, you are there for some of the biggest decisions that people make in their lives. And when you think about the top 3 human needs that we have, food, clothing, shelter, unless you want to be a farmer or work at Victoria's Secret for the rest of your lives, making sure that someone has a home is pretty dang important. You prevent homelessness, and you really are boots on the ground in our communities. You're there when there's deaths and divorces, breakups. You're there when there's bankruptcies. You're like undercover, hidden marriage and family and career counselors. And I love working with realtors because you're humble and you're coachable and you're willing to try new things. You are fearless, and there is no limit to your growth when it comes to personal and professional development. And the agents that get what I'm about to share today, they don't just double and triple and quadruple their income when we work together, but they also find something that may have been missing for a very long time. And that is purpose. It's a reconnection to the passion, to that joyful fulfillment that they desire most in their life. And I'm excited for what we're going to talk about today, because I believe that all those things can happen for you. So who am I? I appreciate the awesome introduction, Mike. That was very, very kind. And yes, I am an author. I wrote this book, Strength of the Oak, Strength of the Willow, this year, that became a #1 international bestseller. I am a speaker and I am a coach. And more importantly, I am a husband and a new father. And when you look at this little boy, you can't help but think 2 things. Number 1, like, ooh, I want to grab those cheeks because they're just, he's the fattest baby ever. And then the other thing that people always say to us when they see my wife and I in public, they say this: oh, is this your first? And we look at each other and we laugh and we say, no, this is our 7th.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
And then people say, how in the world do you have 7 kids? And I say, do you really want to know the answer to that? Because I mean, that's a presentation for another day. And then I tell them, I say, well, I cheated. I have 7 children with 2 wives. And then they look at me and I say, hey, no, listen, I'm from Idaho, not Utah. I was never married to each of them at the same time. And I am very grateful to be the father of 7 children, to have been married twice, and for both of those mothers that brought these incredible children into my life. When you have 7 kids, they become great salespeople because they have to negotiate to get what they want. And one of the things that they've negotiated is to get a dog. Because if you have 7 kids, why not throw a dog in there? That's fun. And so I am a dog dad, and I am a friend. I love doing all things outdoors, whether it's skiing, mountain biking, hiking, camping. I would much rather be outside than inside. And then, like you, 10 years ago, I got my very first headshot and I became a realtor. Isn't that a beautiful picture of me? My wife says, I am so grateful that I married you because you're a much better man and better looking man than when I found you the first time. So we credit the beard and the hair. Like, I use a hair dryer. I had a mental breakdown when she told me I needed to do this. I literally called my older sister and said, I'm having a panic attack. I'm using a blow dryer. And she said, is it important to your wife? I said, yes. She said, then you just use that blow dryer. So that's me. 10 years ago, I became a realtor. And it started, though, with a very challenging experience that I write about in chapter 1 of my book. 10 years ago, I found myself homeless. And I was actually knocking on doors, asking people to buy a home. And here's the story. My first wife and I had been married for 7 years. And in 2013, a decade ago, we had baby number 3. We moved back to Boise, Idaho, our hometown where I live now. I got my master's in education. I had completed my 6th year of teaching high school students, and I was at the top of my game. We had been going through counseling and therapy together for 4 years, and I felt like we had finally made some breakthroughs. And I couldn't have been more grateful for what was happening in my life at that time. Within that month of all those things taking place, she also came to me and said that she wanted to separate. And I found myself moving into my parents' basement, being the stereotypical almost 30-year-old man living with his parents. And I believed that I had failed not only her as a husband, but I had failed my 3 daughters. And because I'm a man of faith, I believed I had failed God. The circumstances of our separation actually led to me not being able to teach as well. And so now I have failed in my career. And I didn't see how any of this could be redeemed. And my brother convinced me that this would be a great time to start a 100% commission-based career where you don't make money for 7 months and pretend like you have all the confidence in the world. Yes, that's real estate. And I did it. I started doing all the things, and thank God that I started at Keller Williams, and I was surrounded by people that loved me, that believed in me, that saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself, that poured into me as a coach and as a leader, and they were able to do something for me that I couldn't do for myself. So that separation turned into a divorce. It was Easter morning that she handed me the divorce papers, and I was crushed. And a couple of months later, I sat in our team leader's office. Mike, if you've ever had this experience, I want to hear about it. But I, a man, sat in my team leader's office, a woman, I just sobbed. I cried my eyes out in front of her. And I said, I can't do this. It's too hard. I can't do the divorce. I can't do the homeless thing, and knocking on doors. And I was having a good year. I think I took like 16 listings and sold like 8 buyers that year, but I was miserable, and I was paying out so much money in child support and paying off other debts that I had $9 in the bank account. And my dad took me to the grocery store and bought me groceries. And I borrowed $1,000 from my brother to pay the last months of child support. And I borrowed $1,000 to pay off an apartment that I had tried to move into, but I couldn't keep up with the rent. And as I sobbed in my team leader's office, she looked at me and she had no idea what to do. And she said, I'm sorry, I'm here for you. I'll do whatever I can. The next morning, she called me at 7 a.m. and she said, I'm offering you a job. Would you like one? And I was like, sure. And she said, if this works, we'll be on stage at family reunion. If it doesn't work, then you're going to have to figure something else out. Well, that job turned into me being on stage at family reunion a few years back, and it allowed us to build the #1 productivity coaching program in all of the country. We had 116 agents in our program, and I brought 3 other coaches alongside with me. You'll have to excuse me. I have sinus stuff going on, so I will be wiping my nose, which is so gross. But if we were in person, I wouldn't be speaking to you because I couldn't share my sinuses, but Zoom, we're safe. So please forgive me as I wipe my nose. So we built that productivity coaching program, and I started coaching nationally with MAPS, and I learned about transformational coaching. And I learned that I could do anything with an individual that Tony Robbins could do. And I recognized that the more that we poured into these agents personally and helped them with the things that they were struggling with, the more their businesses grew. And after doing that, I just said, you know what? I love MAPS and I love KW, and I will always stay at KW, but I'm going to coach on my own. And so 5 years ago, I broke out, and I've been coaching individuals just one-on-one and doing this deep transformational work. And would it be okay with you if I share the one thing that I have found that makes the biggest difference in someone's personal and professional growth? All right, I'm going to do it. Whether you want or not, here it is. It's interesting because when we look outside of ourselves at the market, it's very simple to blame interest rates, as we've been doing for the last few months. It's very easy to blame inventory, to blame sellers that don't want to sell, and buyers that don't want to buy, and brokers and team leaders and everything and anyone else going on that may be affecting where we're at. And that's the easy out. And what I have found is it's never the market or the CRM or the lack thereof, or the scripts and the role plays or the accountability. It's always the agent. It's always you. And I'm sorry if you're learning this for the first time, but you are the common denominator in all of the challenges and the struggles that you're experiencing. And what I found that was this common golden thread that went through all of my agents that I coached was that it wasn't just the market they didn't believe in, but it was themselves. They felt like a fraud, always faking it and never really making it, which is what we call imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is what I call the first of the 7 deadly sins that break down, burn out, and bankrupt real estate agents. And it's not just in your work. I have found that agents, even the most successful ones that are coaching the top teams and that are the top OPs and team leaders throughout our system, they feel like no matter how good they show up or how successful they are, they will never be the leader, the father, the wife, the husband, the daughter, the friend, and it eats at them. And it's extremely damaging. And I know that we've all felt like this at some point in our lives. And if you haven't, you're lying. We all struggle with that feeling of, am I really showing up as the person that I know that I need to? And this is expensive. This deadly sin that we talk about, it could cost you your business. It could cost you your current sales, your future sales, because people can see right through it. And more importantly, it could cost you the relationships that matter most. Now, with that dark background being laid for you, I'm going to stick a beautiful bright diamond on top of it, I promise. But I need you to understand what's at stake here. If you don't take care of this, there are extreme consequences that come with it. And it led to what I called my dark night of the soul that made me live in my parents' basement, divorced, $9 in the bank account, knocking on doors as someone who didn't even own a home, trying to sell houses. So here's the hope, okay? The hope is that we can get you grounded. We can help you find a purpose and a passion. And we do so through what I call a life mission. And that life mission is really the first simple solution to those 7 deadly sins that break down, burn out, and bankrupt real estate agents. Now, before we talk about this life mission, I want to play a game. So Mike, I need someone there in your room, like physically, not someone that's virtual, but I need someone there that you believe is very trustworthy. And if you wouldn't mind, could you just invite that person to come to the front of the room?
I'm taking Jennifer. Or who?
I'll say, does anybody want to volunteer?
Do we have volunteers first?
Take a volunteer.
All right, I'm taking Haley.
Oh, switch it up.
All right, Haley.
We need her up here?
Yes. Okay, tell me who you got here, Mike.
This is Haley.
Haley, hello. Thank you for being voluntold to participate today. Everybody give Haley a round of applause. Let's give Haley some love. All right, Haley, have you and I ever spoken together before? No. Okay, so we've never met. And did I give you any idea as to what we would be doing today prior to us meeting? Okay, so you are a very humble lamb being brought to the slaughter in front of your peers, and I want to thank you for your kindness and your courage. So, Haley, I am a man of integrity. In fact, when I die, I think I want that written on my tombstone. I want to say man of integrity. It's one of my top values. And not only is integrity about telling the truth, but it's about being trusted. Do you trust me?
Okay.
I think Mike would bring a non-trustworthy man to present to your market center.
You never know.
Okay. There's this book I need you to read, Haley. It's called The Speed of Trust. It's really important, but let's just assume that you trust me 100% today, okay? All right. So you trust me?
Sure.
Thank you. Sure. Okay, great. Will you marry me? Sure.
You have to look at the monitor at the side. That's why it's weird that we're looking away from you.
That's okay. I don't care.
Okay.
So Haley, I have something in my bag, okay, right here, that human eyes have never seen before. Do you believe me?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you believe me. Now, are you saying that just because I gave you that big guilt trip about trusting me and being a man of integrity at the beginning, or do you actually 100% believe that there is something in this bag that human eyes have never seen before?
Guilt trip.
Okay, now let's see where your peers are at on this. Those that are in the room and those on Zoom, because we can raise our hands on Zoom. Raise your hand if you believe me and Haley that there's something in this bag that human eyes have never seen before. Wait, hold on. I need to check and make sure, because if I had said that I had something in here and forgot to bring it this morning as I was getting ready with, kids and dogs and everything else going on around me, that'd be really terrible. Okay, I got it. There's something in this bag I just saw that human eyes have never seen before. Raise your hand if you believe me.
There we go.
All human
He just
eyes?
looked
I
at
mean, we've seen a lot.
Okay, now I can see that there are more than half of you that don't believe me. So Haley, I need you to now bring someone up in that audience to the front of the room that does not believe, and let's see how well we can negotiate and change their mind.
You don't believe
Who is it?
This is Jim, our broker.
Jim the broker. Oh yeah, you can't trust anyone, Jim the broker. Everybody give Jim a round of applause. Thanks for joining us, Jim. Jim, you've got Haley, you've got Mike who can speak to my integrity. You got me. I'm telling you, there's something in this bag that human eyes have never seen before. Why don't you believe us?
Because you said, let me look at this bag and see if I have it.
I have it. And there's definitely something inside this bag that human eyes have never seen before. I saw it. I'm an eyewitness.
I doubt that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Mike, how much money would you be willing to put down on this? Because I'm betting you, I'll bet whatever you want that there's something in this bag that human eyes have never seen before.
But if you just looked at it, human eyes have seen it.
Mike, we're not talking to you right now. I know you're the center of attention, but I'm talking to Jim, the broker. Jim, would you be willing to put money down on this? Because I'm that confident.
I'll put $100.
Okay. Now I'm not going to take your $100, but I want you to know that you just lost $100 because in this bag, I'm going to reveal it. Here we go. It's the big Christmas reveal. By the way, we always got one of these in our stocking, and we got several things like this in our stocking, and it just blew me away. I was like, why does Santa bring an apple? What's inside this apple, Jim the broker, that human eyes have never seen before?
Seeds.
These very seeds inside this apple just cost you $100 because true or false, human eyes have never seen these seeds inside this apple.
We don't have time because I would argue that fact.
Okay. But we want to give, if I was there in person, I would give you the apple as a consolation prize because I feel bad that you just lost $100. It's the most expensive apple you've ever purchased, Jim the broker.
That is.
Give Jim, and let's give Haley a big round of applause one more time. Thank you for participating. Now, what's the potential? What's the potential of the seeds inside this apple? I need you to just shout it out. You can unmute yourself from Zoom. What can those seeds become?
Growth.
Growth. They can become growth. What a funny answer. You guys must be real estate agents at KW. They can become growth. What else? What else can a seed inside an apple become?
More apples.
More seeds.
Apples.
A tree.
A tree. I like Tim. Tim Hawley said it can become a pie. I love that. It can become how many trees?
Orchard. I mean, what do you want?
Orchard. I mean, we could feed the world. Honestly, like if we really wanted to, we could take those seeds from that apple and we could feed the world. We could have so many orchards and so many apples and so many pies and apple sauces and apple fritters and you name it. We could feed the world with these apples. That's the potential of one seed. So let me ask you this. What is there inside of you that human eyes have never seen before? Aristotle put it this way. He said, each human being is bred with a unique set of potentials that yearn to be fulfilled as surely as the acorn yearns to become the oak within it. That's the first quote that I have, chapter 1 of my book. Let me read it one more time. Each human being is bred with a unique set of potentials that yearn to be fulfilled as surely as the acorn yearns to become the oak within it. There's something inside you that has an infinite potential, and I would say divine potential, to change the world, just like those seeds inside that apple, if we can find it and plant it. So here's what I'm going to do with you guys today. I'm going to teach you how we can turn on that potential through a life mission. I love that you guys focus on the mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective of KW. We can cite those. Careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living. You probably have your own business mission. And by raise of hand, how many of you have a life mission that you can state from memory right now, right here today? Okay, just Jim. I know there are probably others that are raising their hands, but I can't see all of you right now. Mark, Stewart. This is very typical. In a group of about 100, I'll usually only have 2 to 5 people that have a life mission statement. And if we say that the purpose of business is to fund a perfect life, right? That's the bold law. But we don't have clarity on what that life looks like, then what the heck is the purpose of our business? If it's not driving our life mission, what is it doing? And unless you want your tombstone to say realtor, like Gary Keller does, and no offense to him, like I think that's great. We need someone like that to fight for us, right? But I heard him on stage say that he wants his tombstone to say realtor on it. Unless that's your life mission, we need to allow real estate to drive and build that life mission. So I'm going to ask 5 simple questions, and we can do this in literally less than 5 minutes to help you define a life mission that can ground you in purpose and passion so you no longer feel like an imposter. Now, I need a brave volunteer. This is the last time I'm going to ask someone to participate. Someone that would love to come up here, be my guinea pig, and have a mini coaching session and get clarity on a life mission. Who in that room will be courageous enough to come join us? And Mike, I'll need you to escort them to the front of the room. Who is it?
Denise.
Go Denise, woohoo!
Denise.
Volunteer
Everybody
themselves.
give a hand to Denise. All right, Denise. Now, Denise, have you and I ever spoken before?
No, we
We've
have
never
not.
met. I didn't set you up here. I didn't say, here, I need you to get real extreme clarity on these 5 questions so you can make me look good during my presentation today.
No, we did not.
Okay. Well, Denise, I want to acknowledge your courage for being up here. And I'm going to ask you these 5 simple questions. And I just want you to give me the first thing that comes to your mind. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay. Now, Denise, I'm going to ask the question and then I'm going to explain what it is. And then
Andrew, it's Venice with a V.
Oh, Venice. That's even better.
She's very special.
You are very special. And Mike, thank you for correcting me because I hate calling people the wrong name. It's the most important word in their world. So Venice, please forgive me.
No worries.
Thank you. So Venice, I'm going to ask the question, then I'm going to explain what it means to everybody. And I'm going to come back to you and let you answer it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first of these 5 simple questions is, who were you meant to serve? And let me explain. We were put on this planet to be interdependent, not 100% independent from one another. Like we could not populate the world without, having males and females that have children. We could not survive unless we were in family, and tribal and community units. We cannot meet all of our individual needs by ourselves. And so by nature, right, as created beings here on this planet, whether you believe that God put you here, the universe put you here, we need each other. We can't do this alone. And we are all called to serve different people in different capacities. And when you think about your life, who do you believe that you were meant to serve, Venice?
I would say people who are feeling less than.
Okay, thank you. Now, I'm going to ask you to be a little bit vulnerable if you haven't already started. I feel like you're pretty much there. And again, thank you for being courageous. I know that I am best positioned to serve the person that I once was. And when I wrote this book, I wrote it to a 25, 26, 27-year-old young man. And his name is Chandler and his name is Tanner. And when you read the book, you'll hear about both of those individuals. And that was my avatar, because if I could teach them what I didn't learn as a young man with little children and trying to figure out my life, then I could prevent a lot of heartache. So Venice, you feel called to serve people that feel less than. Would it be fair for me to assume that you have felt that way as well at some point in your life?
Yes, absolutely. Not people that are less than, that people that feel. Yes.
Feel less than. Yes, because you're not an egotistical, terrible human being who thinks that there are people that are less than you on this planet. Like you want to serve those that feel less than. Now, what unique gifts, Venice, do you have to offer that they desperately need?
A lot of failure and a lot of success.
And what does that allow for you to share with them that they need?
confidence that success is not final and that you can always begin again. And that at any moment, everything can change.
Mhm. Thank you. This is powerful. I love where you're going here. What is so important to you, Venice, about using your individual gifts to serve these specific people?
Well, it makes me feel a sense of purpose.
That's right. And I want to acknowledge that we've struck a chord here, haven't we? And it's very common that when I go through this with someone for the first time in a one-on-one setting like we're doing, that they become very emotional. And that means that we're doing it. Because when you connect to this life mission, there's no accountability that's needed. I don't have to say, did you work on your life? Like you do it. My wife with this little baby of ours named Tanner, I don't wake her up in the middle of the night and be like, hey, did you feed the baby? Or call her during the day like, hey, did the baby's diaper get changed? Like her mission in life right now as a mother is to keep this baby alive.
Right.
And her capacity to do that is phenomenal. I don't know how any human other than a mother nursing a baby in the middle of the night can go 16 months in a row without ever sleeping through the night. It should not physically be possible. But when the why is big enough, the how always shows up. And so and I heard the word that there's purpose. I said, what's so important to you? You said there's purpose in this, didn't you?
Yes.
And what does this do for you? When you're able to bring this confidence to these people that feel less than, what does that do for you?
Well, it gives me a stronger sense of myself, and it gives me a reason to get up in the morning.
Amazing. So why are you here? Now I'm going to answer this one for you. I'm going to string everything together that you just gave me. And by the way, like when you write a book and rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it, which is what I did, you become good at words. So I want you to recognize that if you're not able to do this on the first time, pass through it 7 more times, okay? Make it worthy of being published. So I would say, Venice, that your life mission is to bring confidence to those who feel less than. And in so doing, gaining a stronger sense of yourself as well. Now, Venice, I'm going to spend 30 minutes with you in a one-on-one as a thank you for being vulnerable and courageous with these people. And I'm going to take what we just said and we're going to refine it. And I'm going to help you see how we can weave this life mission in and out of everything that you do in your life. How does that sound?
Fantastic.
Okay,
Good.
wonderful, wonderful. You're very, very welcome. I believe in you. I see seeds of greatness. I know that what you just shared with me, even though I know nothing about you other than what I just felt, I know that this is who you are, and your degree of success and fulfillment and joy in your life will be in direct proportion to your ability to do what you just told me. Everybody, let's give her one more round of applause. That was awesome. Okay, so I would like to give you all an opportunity to screenshot if you're on Zoom, or pull out your phone and take a picture of these 5 questions, because they're going to go away in about 15 seconds. So go ahead and take a picture of those 5 questions, and you, in 5 minutes or less, can get as much clarity as Venice just got when you answer these simply, honestly, and from your heart. Okay. So check it out. My mission in life is to bless my brothers and sisters, who I believe to be God's children, which is everybody, to live a higher level of spiritual strength. And it's to influence as many as possible. So when I felt called to write this book, it wasn't a yes or a no. It was just how. How do you want me to write that? Because I had a vision of what was possible. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I knew why. I knew because it would be a way to reach more people. One-on-one coaching is great, but speaking at market centers and Keller Williams, and then writing books and doing podcasts and the work that I get to do now, I can reach many more. So once you have clarity in your life mission, it's never a will I or won't I, it's how. And then as we follow Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy's advice, we find the who, not how, right? And then we get the right who's to help us fulfill the hows there is no limit. Because when we take my seeds of greatness and your seeds of greatness, they compound and we can accomplish incredible things when I understand what your life mission is. And if my life mission can be fulfilled by helping you fulfill yours, and if yours can be fulfilled by helping me fulfill mine, we become interdependent, doing far greater things than we could ever do on our own. So I want to wrap back around to one more thing here as I share my screen. You guys, you have something special. You don't recognize how good your market center is because I don't speak to all 900. I only speak to the top 50. And you guys are well up in there in the top 50. And it's because that you have great leadership. And I want to recognize one more time those who are digging the well from which you get to drink. And just like I had a team leader and an OP who believed in me, you do as well. And you can be that leader for others. We need you. We need courage and compassion. We need strength of the oak and strength of the willow. We need not only realtors, but we need parents, and we need partners, and we need children, and we need as much as we can, because our world is hurting right now. And there are people that are desperately praying for you and your gifts and your life mission to help them. And you can do that as a real estate agent. Anything that you want in this life can be yours if you just help enough people. Zig Ziglar said, if you just help enough people get what they want. And then Gary Keller said, you're only 5 years away from having anything you desire. And I know that because in 5 years at Keller Williams, I 10x'd my income. And I did it again. I've done it twice. And I've 10x'd my life mission. And again, I'm on a Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan kick right now. If there were 2 books I'd have you read, it would be mine, and it would be 10x is easier than 2x. That's what I'm reading. I always want to know, what are the authors that I love? What are they reading? So those are the 2 books, Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan, 10x is easier than 2x. And then Andrew L. Anderson, Strength of the Oak, Strength of the Will. Those are the 2 books I'd have you read between now and the end of the year. High achieving entrepreneurs like you and I, we achieve more by doing less. And one of the things that we can do less of is all of the stuff that isn't pertaining to our life mission. And the degree to which you get clarity on that is the degree to which you can blow up your influence for so many others. Now, I want to make one other offer for you. There are some of you today that have said, Andrew just like reached into my heart, and it's not just Venice, okay? But there are others that thought he just struck a chord that hasn't been struck in a long time. And I am at a place where I have been successful and I need more. I don't just coach anybody any longer. I have coaches that I can refer people to, but I coach the top 20% of agents in market centers. And it's not because I don't want to help the others. It's just I can't help everybody. So I have others that help me. But there are probably 5 of you, and my calendar will allow for about 5 in this next week, that are thinking, I want to go deeper. I want to learn a little bit more about my life mission and what this means for my business and my relationships that matter most. If that's you, I invite you to pull out your phone and use the QR code. If you don't know how to use it, just find someone who does. And I would be happy to spend 30 minutes with the first 5 people that would like to have that opportunity. And if not, that's okay, because this isn't about me. This is all about you. And I know that you have great leaders and coaches. And if I can be one of those, then I am more than happy to do so. So again, I want to give you all of the honor and the respect. And I want to let you know that it is a privilege to serve real estate agents. I do believe that you're my brother or my sister, that you are doing a great work that is unlike anything that anyone else is doing on this planet right now. You are boots on the ground. You are there when people need you the most. And I don't want you to take that lightly. And don't ever say, oh, I'm just a real estate agent. I just sell houses. You're so much more than that. Thank you for your time today, and Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll bring a better suit coat next time.
All right, let's give Andrew a round of applause. Share a little code.
Thank you so much for your time. That was really wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you next time, because there will be a next time.
So just like in every Keller Williams class we either attend or facilitate, the very end we ask for ahas, because that's where the real learning happens. So does anybody have any ahas they would like to share either online or here in person? And thank you, Denise, for being vulnerable and volunteering. Yes, Carrie?
Mine is, if you don't know your life's mission, which I raised my hand, I would say I do, but if you don't, those 5 questions can help you within just a few minutes get clear about that. And if you do know yours, maybe it's a good time to revisit it going into 2024.
Yeah, I love that. It's a nice template or guide to go through. And what I thought was my life mission, does that still match my life mission today as things change and evolve?
And it can change. I mean, your life mission from now, you're in a different space in your life,
Oh, yeah.
so.
Kind of like when you do the 4 quadrants on the KPA and motivation, your motivation at that point could completely change.
Yes,
now.
it's totally different. And Sarah says, I need to know my life's mission. I'm going to work on that this week. That is
Cool.
awesome.
Cool.
So if you weren't quick enough to get the QR code and you're interested in the time with Andrew, email me and we can get you connected on that.
Anybody else have an aha that they want to share? Good. Just want to make sure everyone, yes, Jim.
I think everybody suffers from imposter syndrome,
Oh, yes.
even
Very much so.
brokers.
Everyone suffers from imposter syndrome.
Well, you hear fake it till you make it, and no, be sincere, be yourself, and just, that's what's hit me, that's a funny way that a lot of people are told to start real estate.
One of the things that he said that, what'd you say, Jim?
I've never heard that at Keller Williams. Fake it till you make it. I've heard here's a path.
One of the things that he said is those that achieve more do less. So in a world where it's always more, bigger, better, faster, are we really achieving more, or do we feel like we're achieving more just because we're doing all
Or we
the
just
things?
staying busy.
Ugh.
Yeah, that is not the fun part.
Side note, can I do a selfish plug?
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a selfish plug.
Well,
So-
because nothing she does is selfish. We know it's gonna be for serving others, so.
Well, so for those of you that may or may not have heard, I have started a women's connection group. It's called the Flourishing Female. We actually hosted our 3rd event last night at the movie theater. This Saturday, we're hosting a shop local event. We are featuring,
It wasn't following you, so I can't remember.
we have over 14 local businesses that are women owned. And we are going to rent out the Wheeler's Furniture Building, which is right by the Alamo.
Oh, cool.
It's decorated to the nines with probably over 100 Christmas trees in there. But we have 14 vendors that are gonna be there. And so if you're looking for Christmas shopping or just maybe a networking thing, this is 100% open to the public. Santa will also be there. So if you don't get them Thursday, you can come Saturday. Trey will also be dressed in an elf costume. So that may just be worth it to come see him dressed in an elf costume. But if you don't have plans on Saturday, we'd love for you to be there. Tish is gonna be one of our amazing vendors as well. But 9:30 to 12:30. Yeah, so, but it's really cool to be able to see the connections of all the women that we have coming together. So, would love for you to join.
Yep, great. And so next week, team meeting is the vision for 2024. Kind of give you a glimpse of what we're working on and putting together. And then a final reminder that this 7th is a holiday open house here, which is a lot of fun. So bring your kiddos, bring your nephews, if you find children on the street, no, don't do that. That could cause other problems. So, but it's a fun time every time, and Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be here. Question or stretch?
Stretch an elbow.
All right, that's got us for the week. Thank you all for being here. Have
Thank
a great
you.
week.
And see.